Well, I have a bee's eye view of the bee garden at Michel Schlumberger Winery in Sonoma County's Dry Creek Valley, where they produce their own honey and have their own beehives. And I'm with Tony. Come here, Tony Wazowitz, who's nature guy here at Michel Schlumberger. And tell us about the bee program, because I can't wait to try the honey. But how do you make it?
Certainly. Well, we let the bees make it, of course. We just kind of set everything up to let the bees do their job. So part
this
of that,
garden area is where they kind of hang out and party.
So part of that, we planted this 2 years ago. It's the Michel Schlumberger honeybee garden. So all these flowers you see around are all specifically selected for high quality pollen and nectar throughout the year, especially designed for the optimal honeybee diet, essentially.
Do they ingest that and then you just get that kind of as a byproduct?
Yeah, I mean, essentially honey is really is cured nectar is what it is. So what you're tasting is actually the flower nectar that they take back to the hive, the honeycomb, and they actually produce in the cells, and then we can go into the honeycomb, remove the wax cappings, and remove that honey out.
So theoretically, you could get, if they drank wine, we could get Chardonnay.
You could theoretically, yeah, bees don't pollinate grapevines directly, but in theory that would be delicious.
It would be delicious. Well, tell me, because I want to walk through the process of actually keeping bees and how you get the honey. So what is this?
So these are frames. We work with the typical the hive type we use is the Langstroth hive. They've been using it for hundreds of years inside of these wooden boxes. There's two sizes of boxes. One is a brood box, the wider box. This is generally where the queen is going to be doing the brood raising, the raising of the young bees. And then on top we can put these what are called honey supers. So generally the bees will climb up the top into the supers, use the frames to store all their honey.
So Tony, I find this fascinating. There actually is a line of bees going to and from the hive. So is that how we get bee lines?
Sure enough, that's called the bee line. And pretty much a straight line. The bees, as they leave their hive, they're going to take that step off the deck and they're going to head straight off. Generally we point the hives facing south, they fly off into the sun, and then once they get a little altitude, they'll go ahead and swerve off and do their foraging.
So just don't get in the bee line. They're nice.
Yeah,
they're nice bees.
Very, very friendly bees, but generally they don't like you getting in their way. So that's the only kind of one of the rules of beekeeping. Try to stay out of their way, and they generally won't mess with you.
They won't mess with you. It's the Italian in them.
Exactly.
All right. So what does it look like inside? Do you mind opening?
Let's take a quick little peek. Take this top box off really quickly. We're not going to stay in here long enough to disturb them, but there's this is the honey super we're talking about, the smaller box. Generally the bees will come up into the super to actually produce the honey.
Okay, we aren't going to get stung, I promise.
We probably won't get stung, but
we don't want to disturb them too much. Oh my God, you can really see them. Look at that. They're just going to work.
Frames. Yes, they are. So
that is a bee colony just working like crazy.
So there is a honeycomb.
Isn't that amazing?
So this, they probably filled this out, maybe took them a couple of weeks to do this. You can start to see a little bit of that shiny liquid inside of the comb, and that's actually the honey.
So are all these female? No, these are male.
Mostly female. There are some drones in here. The females essentially, I guess just like humans, do all the work, while the males mainly just kind of sit around, and you gotta be interested.
How do the cells get so symmetrical? I mean, they're
amazingly perfect. Yeah, well, they start from the top, and essentially time out.
Clearly Tony was right that these are Italian, possibly male bees, because I love the Italians, and I got kissed, quote unquote, by one of the bees right here on my lip with a nice little sting. And the treatment from Michel Schlumberger is a little bit of cold vodka applied directly to the lip after the stinger has been sucked out, of course. And I think that's pretty apropos for a thirsty girl. Obviously people have been drinking this.